All right, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning to everybody. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Ready for another round of exercises? Okay. You left yesterday with a very exhausted faces, isn't it? Okay. We'll try to make it less exhaustive this today, but we can't really do much because we got another three components to go. All right. Yesterday we have completed two. May I know what they are? Speaking and listening. Okay. So how many parts are there for the speaking component? Four parts. Okay. Which part carries the highest CFR level? Part Part three. Okay. Part three and four as well. All right. So for the listening component, how many parts are there? You have four parts as well. Which part allows you to only listen once? Three and four. Okay. Which one allows you to listen twice? One and two. Okay. So you're good? Ready to go for the next one? So as on the screen, the next one is grammar and vocabulary. This is the core paper or the core test in which does the test includes this as the overall score? Yes or no? No. All right. This one is a standalone. Okay, because it's a standalone, it has a different function to the overall test. But it also plays a crucial role in determining whether you stay at that level or you may go up a level. All right. So if you are at B2, the core paper, which is grammar and vocabulary, will assist you in moving up the level if you perform very well for this paper. Okay. Now, this paper is also fully objective. There are multiple options provided for both grammar and vocabulary. So, as you can see on the screen, it gives you 25 minutes with 50 questions. So, how many seconds per question? 30 seconds. Yeah, you have 30 seconds per question. Only the grammar ones that will be appearing in a form of a sentence, and another five from vocabulary. But the others, other vocabulary, are very word level. Okay, they are all word level because it's vocabulary. So you have 25 questions for grammar and another 25 for vocabulary, and a total of 25 minutes. What has been suggested by the provider is for you to spend around 12 minutes for grammar and another 13 for vocabulary. Although vocabulary is word level, but it seems that it's a little bit more challenging as compared to the grammar ones. Okay, so this is the interface, how it will appear on the test day, in which you will find the timer on your left hand screen. Sorry, right hand screen. Okay, right side screen, the top corner, and you will have the instructions appearing first. And remember what Dr. Mimi said about this little arrow? What did Dr. Mimi say yesterday? Click. Ah, okay. Past experience have taught us that when we tell teachers don't click, that's exactly what they do. Past experience. All right. So I hope it doesn't happen again. All right, we've had cases in which when they have clicked, they call us, Doctor, I terklik. Can you see how big is that icon compared to this one? It's a very big one, isn't it? So I believe if you put your cursor here, chances of not clicking this one is also very high, not clicking it. But, terklik. So, I nak kata apa? Dah terklik kan? Okay? So please avoid that. I know some of our candidates have asked me, if we cannot click that, then why are you having the icon there? Okay, there is other individual cases in which requires the icon to be there. Okay, so this is something that we want you to avoid clicking, and it's not the time to be adventurous in taking tests. Adventurous in terms of finding answers, can. Adventurous in navigating the system, try not to. Okay, just obediently abide to the requirement. Yeah. All right. So the grammar test format, you get 25 questions that can actually cover everything in grammar. So can you tell me what are the aspects of grammar do you think that might be a focus in the test, in the component? Tenses, parts of speech. Okay, you have the word classes, right? You need to know all your word classes. You know how these word classes can be interchangeably used in a verb form, in an adjective form, in an adverb form, even in a noun form. How it can be changes its form to actually appear in sentences. All right. You have what else? Linking words, all right, conjunctions. There's also part of speech as well. So basically, everything and anything from the grammar aspect, okay? And we do not say that, oh, for this one, it only tenses. It might be more than that, all right? But as long as it refers to grammar, then it's something that you need to be aware of. And I think at this point, you don't need to learn grammar, right? You have gone that already. Maybe just to refresh yourself. All right. Just to refresh yourself. Sometimes I've had comments coming in saying that, oh, but I don't teach this to my students. Obviously, you don't teach many things to your students, but you are the point of reference. So you should be the one knowing most of the things. All right. Okay. What would be the answer for the first one? Huh? She has written. Okay. On tenses, right? Okay. Number two, because of computers, many people don't watch a lot of television. That's parts of speech. The third one, this is a direct train. Another question on parts of speech. Okay. So these are of the few examples that might come out in the test. We'll look into more others in the practice. Okay. All right, so it can come in terms of all these types of verbs. Even under parts of speech, verbs itself will have its breakdown. Okay, though when you talk about verb, it does not just mean static verb or action verb. It goes beyond that. So how they will be testing you is knowledge of how it is being used within a sentence. Okay, for grammar, it often comes in a form of a context in which it is a clause. All right. Very rare that it comes in the form of a phrase. Okay, then we have phrasal verbs and you have the tenses. Okay, can we start with the first exercise? This one only focuses on grammar. Can I have Festies to help me to those who might not be able to scan it from this distance? Just grammar. Mm-mm. And this one on this side, but grammar on this side. can assist. Okay. All right. This link will bring you to a web page. All right. Aptis Tutor. Scroll down until you find the word grammar practice test. It has a green start button to it. Can you find it? Did you find it? Yes. All right. When you are ready, you can start. But don't wait until 11 o'clock. Okay. When you are ready means the next 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. You can start and you will find a lot of questions there. Try and answer them. This one will give you a score. All right. This one will give you a score. Go further. Scroll down. Scroll down some more. Wait. Where did you go to? There. There. All right. Managed to get it? Okay, skip. Okay, further down until you find the green button. Slowly it's loading. There. Yes. You want to switch on and switch on again? Switch off and switch on again. Do you have a laptop with you? Okay. Switch off the phone and switch on again. Sometimes it doesn't function well when you have not switched off for a long time. What you got? How many? 98%. Did you count? You can actually see how many you get. It's everywhere, isn't it? Okay, any full score? 100%? You are able to also see which items you got it wrong. Yeah, in the process. So engrossed with the grammar items, huh? Come, come. Yeah, here, here, here. Come. Okay. Have you completed? Yes. How did you score? 70? 70%. Count how many errors you make. 5 errors. Okay. What did I say about grammar? How many must you score? How much must you score? What's the minimum? 47. So how many errors can you make? 3. All right. So if you're talking about 3 errors, you can spare either 3 in grammar or 3 in vocabulary. Pardon? Yes, that means if you were to anticipate vocabulary to have 3 errors, then 0 error for grammar. If you're anticipating 0 error for vocabulary, then you can make 3 errors in grammar. Not can lah. You can afford to make 3 errors. Okay? It's okay. It's your first attempt. How many has gotten more than 5 errors? More than 5. So all of you has had less 5, or no one wants to declare? Okay. So do you know where are the areas for improvement? Do you know which items? Okay, we have the tenses there. We had phrasal verb. Did you realize there's phrasal verbs? All right, there's phrasal verbs there as well. So these are some of the things that you need to work on. All right. I believe we do not frequently use phrasal verbs, and in class also maybe you do not teach much of phrasal verbs, but then it's good to come back, make a comeback, look back. If you still have your notes or you still have your books, just flip through. We have ample materials in the net, on the net, that you can actually look out for. And I free from speaker, we have a lot of those items in our module as well. Okay. All right. So you're good with grammar. You know where you are now. Okay. You know what to work on. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Vocabulary. All right. For vocabulary, there are 4 types of vocabulary tasks in store for the component. All right. Basically, this is how it looks like. Wait. There are 4 types. The first one is synonym matching. Remember listening yesterday? What were the tips in tackling listening? One of the tips, one of the skills that you need to work on when you do listening. Look out for synonyms, right? All right. You need to look out for synonyms. You need to, in order for them to rephrase, they use a lot of synonyms. So another aspect of synonyms is tested in the component, the grammar and vocabulary component as well. All right. So we're talking about word matching. All right. And we have meaning in context. That's something like definition. But meaning in context works not as what is this word and what is this definition. In the context of use, what does it mean? All right. And then definition matching. This one is word against definition. And finally, collocation. Are you familiar with collocation? What's collocation? When you match 2 words, it brings about a different meaning. All right. Individually, the word has its own meaning, but when you pair them together, it carries a different meaning. Okay. Phrasal verb is different. Phrasal verb is more of the verb pair out with a preposition. Then that makes up another verb. Okay. But collocation is normally a noun. All right. When you pair them together, it brings about a different meaning. That's collocation. We'll see some of the exercises on that as well. Okay, so this is the interface of how the vocabulary items will look like. And if the timer is still there, all right, the timer is still there. And if you realize, overall, there are only 30 questions. How many questions did I say there are? 25. So you will have 25 items for grammar, but there will only be another 5 items for vocabulary. Because each item under vocabulary will have this type, will have this type, the breakdown. So each item has a breakdown of 5 sub-items. So that makes up the 50 sets, 50 items for grammar and vocabulary. All right. So don't panic when you see on screen, only 30 question. Where's the other 20? I won't be able to get full marks if there's only 30 here. You will get your 50 marks. Okay? So just be aware that yes, on screen is written 30 questions, but 26 to 30 is a breakdown of another 5. So that is not considered as an item on its own. Okay. So basically, it will be a drop-down list. Okay, a drop-down list. That means all the possible answers are there. So you need to make sure you select the right one. Navigating the mouse is also a skill. You don't click unnecessarily. All right. I know sometimes it automatic. You know this finger when you click, suddenly you're supposed to click the first one. You click the second one. So always check. Okay. Now, if you realize there is this icon on the screen, you see the icon? That is where you flag the item if you encounter issues in answering the item, answering the question. So if let's say it's too mind-boggling, all right, too mind-boggling that you, at that point of time, I just couldn't find which one is the right answer. You want to skip that for a while. I'll come back to it later. Flag it. You can click that one. That one can click. This one don't click. Okay? This one don't click. This one can click. This one can click. Previous and next can click. That arrow, small arrow button, don't click. Okay? All right. So, if you find that it's difficult, or maybe not all the items here, but one of the items is a bit tricky and you want to come back to it later, flag it. Or you want to come back to it just to double check, you can also flag it. All right. But please make sure it's within time. So I would advise answer all first, then come back. All right. So just to be safe that you had enough time to cover all the questions, then only come back. Okay? Right? Okay, so let's try this. What's the first answer? Huh? Oppose, what's the synonym? Oppose? Huh? Disagree. Okay. Unite? Macam tak quarrelly sangat pun. Unite? Okay. Make sure it's the right answer. Huh? Okay. Complete? Say? Vote? Okay. Senang je kan? Kacang. Can get lah. 25 over 25. Definition. To procrastinate is to, okay, to communicate, innovate, emphasize, compromise. Okay, confident. After this, got some more, no? Test. All right. Definition. Number one. Okay, curious. Number two. Okay, not AI, yeah? Artificial. All right. Number three. Huh? Why are you asking me? I'm asking you. You don't ask me back. I'm asking you. What's number three? Obscure. All right. Number four. All right. Smooth. And number five. Okay. Feeling good so far? Yeah? Okay. Meaning and context. Number one. He made an error. Okay. Number two. It's a hood. Because protect your head, isn't it? Okay. Hood. Number three. Because it's a ship. Can you see the keyword there? Ship, port. Okay. Number four. Actors, script. Okay. Number five. Cycling, champion, and also world record. So those will be your clues when you are tackling this section. Okay. All right. Collocation. Number one. Tak laju pun. Tadi laju. Number one. Adverse. Adverse effect. Okay. Vacant. Okay. Vacant possession. Collaborative. Alah, takkan tak tahu yang ni. Collaborative. Tadi laju. Dah tak laju dah. Collaborative effort. Okay. Collaborative effort. Okay. Okay, number four. Instant. Instant run off. Yes. Instant run off is a voting system. Yeah. All right. Humble. Humble origin. And number six, aerial. Aerial. Aerial photography. Okay, so you know where you need to work on? Terus, I know where to on. Collocation. Okay. Let's try another set of collocation. Now, this video tests you and also provides you a variety of collocation. So if you can, note down what they are. Yeah? Okay, at your own time, I give you about 10 minutes to look at. We also have the ones there under collocation. The one with the green gardens. Anybody needs assistance with the QR? We're going around with that, yeah? If you have your earphone, you can plug it in.
Yelah. Bila insert, so aku tu macam mana dia punya kata-kata luar pengarah. Tapi kalau begini aku buat, kalau aku buat rasa dia suka-suka kan apa nak betulkan. Ya Allah. Dia should be very specific. Yang dia betulkan dia error tu, dia first kali error dia. Kau aku kata content. Apa kat itu ya? Dia specific about what you do. Okay. Dia highlight kuning. Benda tu kau suka. Pelaksanaan jadi pelaksanaan ke, suka dengan gaji kan. Kau betulkan sendiri boleh tak? Betul-betul. Kalau kau faham, betulkan. Konten saya kan? Tapi betul lah. Kalau korang betulkan dia akan highlight. Kalau korang besar macam tu, dia akan betulkan, lepas dia highlight. So you will just inform into that highlighted. So yang highlighted, nanti dia dah betulkan. Tidak. You highlight. Sampai highlight tu betul-betul.
Okay, have you finished? More words? Did you manage to do some of the questions? Yeah. Are you familiar with that apps? At Puzzle? All right. So where you use the video and you can actually embed questions, yeah, in the video that you have selected. Okay, ready for another one? Just that one is just collocation. So now I'm going to give you vocabulary. So look, it's into all the four. All right. It is the same like that, the one that you did for grammar. This one is for vocabulary. Okay. Fessis, can you please assist on vocabulary? Yeah. The same thing. It will land you on the website, on the web page. Scroll down, and you will find several for vocabulary. All right. So do all those with the start button. Don't click the big start button. The start button that you have come across before in the grammar one. Yeah. It has the word vocabulary on top of it. There are a few, so you do all, yeah? You got the word pairs, you got the word definition, word usage, word combination. Okay, there are four altogether, so you do all. All right. Managed to complete all four. Okay, so 0 errors. 0 for all. 0 errors. I'm not saying 0 for 0 errors. No. How many errors did you make? All based on all four accumulated. Less than five. Less than 5 errors accumulated from the first to the fourth one. You got four different types, right? You got word pair, word match, and all that. So, all the four less than 5 errors. No. Which part has more errors? The last one, which is the collocation. Okay. All right. But did you encounter new words? Did you encounter, maybe before this you were not aware, now you are? Okay, good. So please make notes of those, because then you will add on to your knowledge of the various types of vocabularies that you might come across. Yeah? Okay. The whole idea is to expose yourself to more of this. All right. And being language, there is no end to it. You know, there's no end to it. So there's just as much that we can collect during our practice. Okay. Why is this on this mode? Okay. Can we do one more? All right, this one will bring you to AptisWeb. Remember AptisWeb yesterday? If you have AptisWeb, you go to AptisWeb. This one is Grammar Practice 2. AptisWeb, Aptis Advanced, you look at Grammar Practice number 2. If you still have the web link yesterday, you go back to the dashboard and you select Practice 2 under Grammar and Vocabulary. Okay, for grammar vocabulary under AptisWeb, they will tell you how many errors you make. Okay, they will give you, they will indicate how many correct answers and how many wrong answers. So this one, I'll give you, how long do you have for grammar vocabulary? 25 minutes, right? Okay, you'll get your 25 minutes.
there's a coffee today. Let's see if she survives. But you want to see the other person who's talking now? Huh?
If you have completed, try practice 4. You did practice 2 just now. Continue with practice 4. How are you, ladies and gentlemen? All good? Not yet. Okay. How many more minutes would you require? By 10. Can you finish by 10? Yes, okay. Dia tak sedar lah tu. How did you fare for both the practices? Did you manage to achieve your goal? Nearly there? Yeah, okay. Nearly there but not there lah. Or still far away? A reasonable distance. Was it difficult? Which part? Which one? The vocabulary part. Vocabulary or grammar? Which one is more difficult? Vocab is more difficult. Why? Because it does not come in a context. Correct? When it appears in a context, actually you have your clues around it to help you understand or make meaning from it. But when it functions as an individual word, then it's either you know or you don't. All right. So that's why if you look at the time allocation, it is being suggested that you spend more time in at the vocabulary section as compared to the grammar section, because grammar you can make sense of the context of the words around the blanks to make meaning, as compared to vocabulary it works as a single word. Yeah. Okay, so tips number 1, you need to read the questions carefully. Always read through. If a sentence, read the sentence with the answer. So there's something unique about English is sometimes the sound of how you read the sentence will tell you or give you an indication that it sounds right or wrong, right? Okay, but in this context, it's not just the sound itself. You need to know the sound, and you also need to know whether it's the correct word. Okay, put them together, and don't spend too much time on one item. Always proceed to the next one. The longer you spend on one item, let's say you put in a minute on one item, you're already losing another half a minute on another. Okay, so as I suggested earlier, finish all your items first, finish all the questions first. If you are doubtful of your answers, go back. Remember the tag icon? Come back to the items if you have time. So it's very important to be aware of the timer on the screen. Okay, the same like the other components. Once the timer is up, it will automatically submit. All right, unless you finish earlier. If you finish earlier and you are anxiously can't wait to submit, you can submit earlier. But then otherwise, if you wait until the end, it will submit at the last second. When it touches 0, it automatically submits. Okay. Yesterday, I have advised you on interval. So when do you take your interval? After this component. All right. After the reading and grammar component, then take a 10 minutes interval. Every time you take an interval is 10 minutes. Okay. So take a 10 minutes interval. If you don't feel like going to the gents or the ladies, go and take a walk. Okay, just go. If it's on the first floor, just go down and come back up. Just get yourself away from the screen for a while, for that 5 to 10 minutes. Take a drink, whatever, and come back. Okay, the reason is right after that component is the heavy component, which is reading and writing. Okay, so if you don't take that component, you'll be very exhausted. And screen time is very is tiring, yeah? You know, you are a teacher who always look at the laptop as well. we spend every day looking at the screen. Um, if you spend too much time on the screen for a long period of time, it will take on your attention level. It will your conscious mind will also be affected. All right. So just take a walk somewhere. Look at something green. Hopefully, the test centers you are assigned to has at least a field outside or some plants. Just look at something green before you come back and face the screen again. Okay, so after grammar and vocabulary, go and have your interval and come back so they are more ready for the next two components. The next two components will take up another 1 hour and 45 minutes for both. All right, so you already spent 10 minutes for speaking. How many minutes for listening? Half an hour, so that equals to how many minutes already? 40 minutes, and then you have another 25 minutes. So you got 1 hour and 5 minutes for three components before you take a break. Okay, so the whole paper, if you go one through without stopping, will take you about 2 hours and 50 minutes. Now you can buy time. You can buy time for your reading component, because reading component, it will be an hour. But some candidates are confident enough to submit before the hour ends. But please make sure you have responded well and you are confident that the answers are correct before you go off. All right. So that will be the one that will help reduce the time spent on the screen. Okay. All right. So any other questions you have for me? Any questions for grammar and vocabulary? All clear? You got new words now to play with? Play, I say play with. So you either play those words with yourself or your colleagues or with your students. If you have students are able to be at that level who has that proficiency, use it with them. Okay, this is not just for you to use. Okay, all right. With that, that ends the grammar and vocabulary section. We'll take a break, 20 minutes. Okay, you need 30 minutes? No lah. We'll go straight back in by 20 minutes. Is that okay? 20 or 15? If you go later, we might go back later. 15 enough? Okay. We'll have a 15 minute, 15 Dr. Mimi, boleh? Okay, 15 minutes break. We will start back at 10:20. 20. Mine is 10:05 now. So 10:20 back here, we'll start with the reading component. All right, thank you.